The man who disappeared into thin air and the chilling truth they found years later. It started as just another night. A man leaves work, waves goodbye to his colleagues and walks toward his car. He drives down familiar streets just minutes away from home. But somewhere between his office and his front door, he vanishes. No phone calls, no security footage, no signs of a struggle, just gone. The strangest part? His car was found still running, keys in the ignition. His wallet was inside. His jacket was draped neatly over the seat. It was as if he had simply stepped out of existence. Years passed. The case grew cold. But then, something terrifying happened. Someone found a hidden door in a place no one was supposed to be. And what was inside changed everything. On a cold evening in 2006, Jonathan Redding, a 32-year-old office worker from Chicago, finished his shift like he had done every night before. He sent a quick text to his wife. "Leaving now, be home in 15. But he never arrived. His car was discovered the next morning on a quiet side road, miles from his usual route. It wasn't broken down. There were no signs of an accident. The doors were unlocked. His phone was sitting in the cup holder. The last message ever sent from it was that text to his wife. But what didn't make sense was that there were no footprints leading away from the car. None. It was as if he had opened the door and vanished before his feet even touched the ground. Police searched the area for months. They combed the forests, checked nearby rivers, even investigated known criminal activity in the area. Nothing. No witnesses, no leads, no clues. Jonathan Redding had simply disappeared. But that wasn't the strangest part, not even close. Months after his disappearance, police finally found something. Over a mile from where his car was left, deep in a wooded area, they discovered a single shoelace, a perfect match for the shoes Jonathan had been wearing that night. Nearby, a tattered scrap of paper was found. On it, there was only one sentence written in his handwriting. "It sees me when I sleep." Detectives dismissed it as coincidence, maybe an old note he had written before. But his wife insisted he never wrote things like that. Then things got weirder. Months turned into years, and one by one, people connected to the case started receiving strange phone calls. Jonathan's wife, his best friend, even the lead investigator. Every time it was the same. A static-filled call, a faint sound of breathing, and then a single whispered sentence before the line went dead. "I never left." The calls were untraceable. No number, no location, just a voice from nowhere. For 15 years, the case remained unsolved. Then, in 2021, a group of hikers discovered something that made investigators reopen the case. Deep in a restricted forested area, one that had already been searched years before, one of them found a door. Not a cabin, not an abandoned house, just a single wooden door standing alone in the middle of the woods. It had no frame, no markings, no hinges, just a door standing upright, leading to nothing. At first, they thought it was some kind of prank, but when one of them reached out and grabbed the handle, the door pulled back. Not like it was being opened, like someone on the other side was pulling it. They ran. 2 days later, authorities found the door. They removed it, searched the area again, but found no structures nearby, no buildings, no signs of life. But underneath where the door had stood, buried in the dirt, they found bones. And not just any bones. They belonged to Jonathan Redding. Forensic analysis confirmed it. The bones were his. His remains were fresh, as if he had only died a few weeks before. But that was impossible. Jonathan had been missing for 15 years. How could his body look like he had just died? There was another problem. His skeleton showed no signs of trauma. No attack, no injuries, nothing that suggested he had been killed. It was as if he had just stopped existing, and then reappeared years later. And there was one more thing. Folded neatly next to the bones, inside what looked like a handmade wooden box, was a piece of paper. A new note, same handwriting, same ink, But this time it only had 3 words. It still watches. The case was never officially solved. Some believe Jonathan Redding was the victim of an elaborate crime, held captive for years before being placed back in the woods. Others think it was something far stranger. How did his body remain intact for 15 years? Why did he leave such chilling notes? And who or what was watching him while he slept? The weirdest theory. Some believe Jonathan found something he wasn't supposed to, something that took him away for years and then let him go. Or maybe he never really came back at all. What do you think happened? Was this just an unsolved crime or something else? Would you open a door in the middle of the woods? Let me know in the comments. And next time you're walking alone at night, if you see something strange, something out of place, something that doesn't belong, keep walking, because you might not be the one watching it. It might be watching you. Like, subscribe and share for more creepy mysteries.